All right, we're live.
Hey,
Hi.
Hey,
how's it going?
Hi. Hello. Hi.
How have you guys been?
hey.
Tired, man.
Yeah.
I pulled a John. I woke up about 10 minutes before we started here.
I
Oof.
pulled my back.
Oh, I don't know if you're being serious or
I don't
not.
know.
That shit
No,
hurts. I've done it.
I know. I don't know if I pulled it. I don't know what I did. I messed up my back working out this
Yeah.
week. So that sucks. I don't even know what I was doing. I was just like kind of twisting into motion, and then oh
Oh,
nope, someone didn't like that. Uh,
yeah.
I don't know what's up with that, man. Getting old, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely getting old.
Yeah,
Yep.
I wasn't even doing anything like that crazy, but I got a heating pad on right now.
Oh,
Old
man.
heating pad. Um, yeah, just waiting for that to get better. It sucks. Being injured sucks.
True.
At least
Yeah.
it wasn't. At least I got injured like doing something, like working out, as opposed to just when you're like an actual like old person and you get injured just like being alive.
I've definitely,
So
like, pulled my back yawning and shit like that before, or a big
exactly,
sneeze.
yeah. It's like
That
my
sucks.
story's a little cooler because I could be like, oh, I was like in this mid push up kind of thing. But even then, it's still the pain's still there. So I mean, who even really cares?
True. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
John, what have you been up to in the last week?
Uh, work, shoveling snow, the usual.
Yeah.
We finally got Reese's car back.
Okay.
Nice.
This time, so far it's still working. We only picked it up today, so who the hell knows at this point?
Okay. Well, that's good. Good news.
Yeah, and I was busy today with a special promo stream for Capcom, so that was fun.
Yeah, do you want to
Nice.
talk about that?
Sure. It will also kind of go into what I played. So should we just do the
Okay.
proper
Well,
intro?
yeah. Let me say what this podcast is in case someone came here by accident. This is this is the
You
top down
never know.
perspective.
Let's get rid of them
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
In case this phantom showed up in your podcast app. February 18th. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
Yeah, and take it away, John.
So today I did a promo stream for Capcom Arcade Stadium. This got announced a couple months ago, but officially released yesterday. And it is a collection of currently 32 classic Capcom arcade games. We were asked to be part of a marathon, so there are 24 streamers streaming 24 different games from the collection. 12 today and 12 tomorrow. Mine was today. I think I was the third or fourth streamer in the marathon, and I played a game called shit. I keep forgetting the name. Power Circuit.
Okay.
And
So you didn't know, you hadn't heard about this game then?
no, we were allowed to pick. So they gave us the list of games in the collection. They're like, yeah, pick your top three. And
Okay.
this
What was
this
your
was my
top three?
top one. This was my top
Oh,
one.
nice.
What were the other two? That's
Probably
a good
because no one
question.
knew what this game is.
Well, no, because this game actually, partly that, and partly because this game actually was in the beat 'em up bundle that came out 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's why I knew about it and why I knew it was pretty good. So because I knew it was crazy enough that I could carry the conversation with it no problem. What were the other two I put on my list? It's gonna take me a hot minute to find that email.
What was one of them
But
that you were like?
so
They had asked, which game do you not want to do? What would you have said?
Bionic Commando. Bionic Commando for the arcade. It's terrible.
So whoever got that in your face.
I feel bad because it was literally the person right after me, and it was Pat Looks At had to do it, and he thought it was the NES one, and was very disappointed when he found out.
It's the polygonal one from the 360.
No. The first Bionic Commando game is just like this weird arcade game where you have to like swing through trees and like you die in one hit and all this stuff. It's not the more fun helicopter based one.
Okay.
So Battle Circuit was my number one. Armored Warriors was my number two, and Mega Twins was number three.
Cool.
Nice.
So there we go. They're all like beat 'em ups and platformers. So there was a lot of shmups in this collection. There's a lot of good games here, but yeah, there was just like there's also a lot of stuff where I'm like, Strider is a fun game, but I think it would kick my ass.
Yeah.
Ghouls and Ghosts, that
Gotta
would
look
kick
good
my
on
ass.
camera.
Yeah, 1943 would kick my ass, and so on and so on.
This is the Capcom game
Some
room
of this
thing,
collection,
right?
It's their game room equivalent, yeah.
Yeah, man,
Good-
I
good
miss game
comparison,
room.
honestly.
That thing was
Well, good
cool.
news.
It's back.
Capcom's doing it now.
It's pretty
is
good.
there like a fun little like avatar thing where you can kind of walk around?
No, but there's like all the machines are in a row, and you can actually customize the machines to be like either the Japanese variants, the North American variants, and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
They
pretty
look cool.
You like
I like them. I like them a lot, honestly.
Yeah,
you're
that's
trying to
cool.
capture the arcade feel of it. Can you kind of scuzzy up the arcade? Maybe get some smoke stains in there, a spilt Slurpee.
No Slurpee spilling, but you can literally like make your camera be you're at the machine, and you can look around at the other machines around you if you want to actually just kind of glance and see what other people are doing.
Huh.
People are doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Or
Anytime
you
will
can just
someone put a quarter down on the screen?
No, which makes me sad. But you do have to put if you have the certain machines, like if you're using the Japanese ones, you can actually put the yen coin into the machine to play.
That's pretty
Which is
neat.
kind of neat.
Yeah, that's neat. I like
How
that.
has there not been like a social space where, and maybe this is just too like no one would want to do it, but you actually have to like wait in line for the arcade.
Isn't
Yeah.
that VR chat? Doesn't VR chat do that?
I don't know. I don't know what VR chat is. That sounds like just a generic thing. Like I don't know. I don't know what that is.
All I know is Ugandan Knuckles. That's all I know about VR chat.
Yeah, that sounds about right too.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's 32 games total. The way it works is the game itself is free. You get one game with it, which is 1943. You can also currently get Ghosts and Goblins for free because of Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection coming out next week.
Sure.
So that one's currently free as
Well,
well.
I thought you were gonna say because no one would actually buy that game.
I mean, also that.
So, yeah.
There might be Ghouls and Ghosts. I can never remember which one it is
I mean, neither
because
can
they're
I.
both in here. No, they're both in here. But then you have 3 separate packs of 10 games you can buy. Currently, you can't buy them separately, as far as I'm aware of. You either buy pack 1, pack 2, pack 3 separate, or you buy all 3 together at a discount. I think each
That's also
pack of 10
kinda-
games.
Sorry, no. Finish your thought.
Didn't Game Room do something like that?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that was kind of the fun thing about game rooms. You could buy them piecemeal. I think they maybe had
Yeah.
like packs of 3, but you could also
There
definitely
were
buy
packs.
them separately of like
Yeah.
$2 and you get Joust
Right.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
Because I remember always being excited for when Sunset Riders was supposed to get to Game Room, and then it never did.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as I'm aware of, there's just the 3 packs of 10, and they're $15 US each. But if you buy them all together, it's $40. So it's a $5 discount.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So 32 games total, and there honestly is a pretty good list of games here. You want me to just quickly run through it, or?
Sure.
Each pack is dated around a specific set of years. So like there's the early Capcom years, there's like 98 or like 88 to 92, and there's 92 to 2001. Let's start here. Vulgus, which I think is one of their first arcade games. Pirate Ship Higemaru, 1942. Commando, Ghosts and Goblins, Section Z. Tatakai no Bunka, better known as Trojan over here. I don't know why the English version isn't here. Legendary Wings, Bionic Commando arcade version, 1943. Forgotten Worlds, Ghouls and Ghosts. Strider, Dynasty Wars. Final Fight, 1941 Counterattack. Senjo no Okami 2, better known as Mercs. Mega Twins, or Cheeky Cheeky Boys. Carrier Air Wing, or U.S. Navy. Apparently the sequel to UN Squadron. Street Fighter 2, because of course it's there.
Yeah.
Captain Commando. Varth, Operation Thunderstorm. Warriors of Fate. Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, because of course there's multiple Street Fighters there. Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the Ultimate Championship, because of course, again, there's multiple Street Fighters.
Sure.
Powered Gear Strategic Variant Armor Equipment. Cyberbots Full Metal Madness. 19XX The War Against Destiny. Battle Circuit, and I think the newest... No, there's a couple more there. Giga Wing. 1944, the Loop Master, and I think the most recent game on this list is Pro Gear. Yeah, 2001.
Okay.
And it loops at that point. I don't know if they're going to be putting out more packs. I hope so, because Capcom has a pretty big library of arcade games. But a lot of the ones that they're known for are licensed, like Marvel or Aliens. So,
wait.
Sure.
So if there's a pack that's in the 90s, does that mean one of these packs just has 3 or 4 Street Fighter versions in it?
let me get the exact list. They sent me, but I think, one of the packs just has multiple sets.
Because they would have all been in the same, like, 3 or 4 year range, meaning that they'd all be in the same generation. That's kind of funny.
Wait, are the packs split up by like time period, or do you get a couple from each era?
There are time periods.
Okay.
So it's like up to 1988, I think, is the first pack. The second pack is 88 to 92, and then the third pack is 92 to 2001.
Oh, so you might have a split
Pack
between
B
the Street Fighters.
Yeah, that's how they did it. Pack B has one of them, and Pack C has 2 of them.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Interesting.
But like Pack C is mostly fighting games and beat 'em ups and shmups, so like it's a good pack to get, honestly.
Yeah, no, it sounds pretty cool.
Kind of just, what age were you during this time period? That's the pack you probably want.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Vulgus is 1984, so like I guess it's 84 to 88 for the first pack. I don't know. It's neat. I hope they keep doing more content for this. Right now, it's Switch exclusive, but they have stated it will be coming to other platforms eventually.
Sure.
So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, the game I ended up doing was Battle Circuit, which was a 4-player beat 'em up that they did that was really goofy. It was really fun. They had to stream it for an hour, and then you had to move on. They had to get the next streamer up. Right now, they're still going. They'll be streaming till 11 p.m. our time, 10 p.m. Pacific. And then tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific, they start another 12 hours of streams and games. So right now, it's the My Life in Gaming guys are playing Strider.
Right on.
Okay, cool. I kind of wish they had done this with Neo Geo Classics and stuff on the Switch. That would have been kind of cool, instead of just offering them piecemeal.
I mean, that is that SNK collection too. Remember, there's like that's what this is sort of there.
Yeah.
That's just SNK minus their actual like fighting game stuff, the stuff they're better known for.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think SNK we should do one of these too. This would be fun. But no, I like the idea behind it. It does get a little pricey with the 3 sets, which makes me wonder if they're even going to bother doing another set.
Sure.
But if they do a set with all their licensed stuff, I would be down for that, because I do love the Punisher. I do love the AVP. All those games would be fun to see.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the only other thing I played, and I forgot to write down here, was the original Blaster Master.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, I just realized it was a game from my childhood I had played, but never actually got around to beating.
Sure.
So I sat down and tried to do it, and wow, I forgot how fucking brutal that game is.
I've never finished that game myself. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's rough. It is very rough. The main game is not that bad, like when you're running around in Sophia the tank. But when you're the top-down sections, it gets harder, because anytime you take a hit, you lose whatever level of upgrade you've picked up. So your gun, if you take more damage, keeps getting weaker and weaker.
Yeah.
And if you die, your gun just resets to level 1 no matter what. And it is very weak by comparison. And the bosses are just the really hard part about the game. The only reason I got through the game was because I decided to just use the pause trick, because some of those bosses were just brutally unfair. And losing your upgrade immediately just meant the fight was just doomed.
Sure. Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it only works on like 4 bosses, weirdly enough, or like some low amount. So there was just 2 I couldn't get with the gun. I'm just like, all right, goodbye. I'm done with this. And then the weird thing is the final stage, the actual stage is the hard part. So like the tank, I just kept struggling with the tank and kept taking damage. But then the bosses, the final 2 bosses were absolute jokes. Like there's literally I literally took no damage fighting the final 2 bosses. Because the first one, if you have a fully upgraded gun, you'll never get hit. And then the second one, if you stand in a specific spot, you can never get hit. So it was a joke by comparison.
I don't think I've ever even seen the final 2 bosses. I don't remember a whole lot of the original.
Well, one of them
game.
is on the front cover of the box, so you've at least seen it there.
Sure, that makes sense.
That's about it. And that's pretty much all I've been playing.
Okay, Paul, you should definitely go next because you're playing the big release of the week.
Yeah,
John, I'm
Little
actually
Nightmares
surprised you
2
haven't
came
played
out.
it, but
Woo,
Paul, why don't
woo.
you tell us about
Oh shit! I forgot I played this. My God,
Okay, John,
that's
let's
how
talk.
unmemorable it was.
Let's talk about
wow.
Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's
I'm
Fury.
assuming you're talking about Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
I hope
I am
so
talking
because
Super Mario
I don't
3D
know
World
if you
plus
played
Bowser's Fury.
30XX, but 30XX
Alright, yes.
is pretty good.
Tell me about it. I've got the FOMO, but I'm trying to be a good purchase. I'm trying to be good with my money and not pick it up until it goes on a mystical Nintendo sale.
Oh,
The
really?
rare mythical Nintendo sale.
That's actually why I just
3D
bought
World
it.
is 3D World.
Yeah.
Go, because you're just like, there's no point waiting.
That's why I pre-ordered it, because I'm like, I know I'm going to want this. Nintendo doesn't go on sale. Just buy it now.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my
3D
strategy
World
has
is
actually
3D World.
been convince my roommate to buy a physical copy
Oh.
and then let me play it when they're done.
Okay.
Look at you.
Which they're away their family's place, so I'm not sure how well that went, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Okay. Fair. All right. So, like, I'll piggyback off that. 3D Worlds was, until Odyssey, my favorite 3D Mario game. So, straight up, I was going to buy this because I wanted to revisit it. I really liked Bowser's Fury. It sounds like you don't. So, let's talk about Bowser's Fury
I was
specifically.
underwhelmed.
Okay, I wasn't expecting
underwhelmed.
anything, and I got about a 7-hour thing, so I was pretty happy with it myself. But,
I 100%ed it in 5.
yeah, I also 100%ed it. It's very short.
Well, I think his main point was he did it 2 hours faster than you.
My point is that it was short, and
It is short.
yeah, as a result wasn't really that satisfying as a result.
Oh, okay. I am on the opposite side of this.
As a proof of concept, I like the idea behind it,
Sure.
but there's obviously they still need to work a bunch of things out.
Yeah, I still had weird camera issues here and there, especially when you're just like trying to angle yourself so that Bowser hits a certain part of wall. Sometimes the camera would just be like, no, you can't see now. It's just like, well, I need to see to get away from. Oh, fuck it. Just hit me. Who cares?
There was so much waiting. Yeah, exactly. After a while, I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. Just fucking hit me.
I have so many like extra things.
I definitely kind of want to.
Yeah, go on.
I definitely want to like talk about how like a proof of concept it is. But before we do that, maybe you guys should kind of explain how Bowser's Fury works for those who haven't really been following it.
John, do you want to do this?
I got it. Yeah, Bowser's Fury is essentially an open world Mario game where you're dropped down into this one giant area, and there's a bunch of little islands you can get to either by swimming or walking and etc. and all the Mario usual stuff. And you have to collect these cat shines specifically before Bowser appears, who's become, I think, Fury Bowser is officially what they called him.
Okay.
And he's on a timer that's dictated under different rules depending on what you're doing. But you have to essentially light these lighthouses to make Fury Bowser go away, or to free up a Giga Cat Bell, so you can turn into Giga Cat Mario, so you can fight Fury Bowser.
Right. Yeah. It's basically like a really, really boiled down like Sunshine or something, where every 5 minutes you have something that's either really annoying because you're trying to do something, or you're waiting for that thing to happen so you can do something. So there's a bunch of different lighthouses, and each lighthouse has 3 main missions associated with it. Or 3 shines associated with it. One shine that's like collect 5 pieces of a shine, and a shine that is usually just get Fury Bowser to break these blocks that are unbreakable otherwise. So there's always going to be a shine where you are just waiting for Bowser, or you are like, when he comes up, you're running to that area to get him to hit it, which usually means he's going to probably hit you too, because it's near the water and it's hard to dodge sometimes. The Fury Bowser mechanic specifically is neat for the first little bit and gets increasingly more annoying as it goes on, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it's not even because he's aggressive. Like, he's stupid easy to dodge.
Sure.
The issue is just waiting for him. And apparently you can speed that up with using a Bowser amiibo. You can just summon him immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Cool. Great. I have all the amiibos, but at the same time, like, why is this major mechanic of your game dictated by that? Because a lot of it is just waiting, like, okay, I need to go. I need to wait for him to show up to do something.
Sure.
Anyone who does a speed run of that mode is gonna need that amiibo straight up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the other problem is, like, anytime you get a cat shine, Bowser gets scared off and it goes back to normal. And the most fun part of the damn mode is when Bowser is trying to kill you. Because that's when it's actually engaging, because the layout of the stage completely changes. There's all these new obstacles you need to dodge. He's chasing you around. He's shooting fireballs. So it's actually like fun and exciting. And then he gets either scared off by you using the cat shine, or he just leaves on his own after X amount of time, which is also frustrating. I hate that.
It is weird that he just leaves.
Yeah. If I could play Bowser's Fury where it is permanently stuck in Bowser mode, I would love that. That would be incredible. I would absolutely enjoy that. But I didn't
find that stuff good. So I'm on the opposite side of that.
Yeah, we seem to be pretty opposite on this one in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I liked the actual, like, pressure that it applied, basically.
Okay. I didn't like that I was doing something and every now and then there was just a beam that I had to dodge. It just felt bad to me. But
that's fair.
I did hate waiting around for when I needed. The problem is I was always waiting for him when I needed him, and whenever I didn't want him, he was there. That's why I was annoyed, because
I never had that a second issue, because almost every time I would get to a shine was when he would come out. Like, we were in so sync at some points. I would literally be like 5 steps away from a shine. He would appear and then immediately have to disappear again.
You would send him away.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and they're like, okay, cool. Now I have another 5 minutes without him showing up. Cool, the feature I don't get to enjoy.
Yeah. The way they also handle it's weird because story mode finishes at about 50 shines and there's 100 total for 100%. And by the end of it, he's always there until you finish the game, and then you finish it and come back in. And then if you ever want to fight him again, you finish the game over and over again. So at some point, it's like, if you really like fighting him, it was kind of fun, the few times that you do it. But, like, if you like fighting him, you're probably not going to, if you're going for 100%, because you're just going to watch that end cutscene every time.
Yeah, no, if you beat the game, like, with 100%, he's gone. The timer's done. You just casually go around the area now.
Yeah. So,
and what's also annoying is you cannot 100% the game without beating it. You have to beat the game to unlock the remaining, like, 20 shines. Like, I ended at 80 and I couldn't do anything else. And then the game's like, here's fast travel. Here's all the other shines you need to get. Here's a map of literally everything you missed. Yeah. Which was all stuff that wasn't even in the game at the time. So it's just like, okay, cool.
Well, they kind of did that in Odyssey. You would finish the game and then they, like, unlock
a new
these
zone.
Like, not just the new zone, but there was all those, like, cubes that would unlock throughout every single stage.
Oh, I forgot about the cubes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I think it even happened twice. There was, like, 2 times where they would, like, unlock things further for you to explore for all the previous stages.
I'd actually completely forgotten about the cubes. That's fair. So there's precedent for that then.
I forgot.
Well, either way, so, like, looking forward, like, if the next Mario is going to be kind of this open world, does that get you guys excited?
Maybe.
No. The reason I like this is because it was short. I don't want, like, 20 hours of this. I don't. I was happy just doing the small little bit. So the reason I like 3D World so much is I like that you go into a stage, there's a couple things you can get optionally if you want, and of course you're going to get them, and then you're done. I don't want more collectathons necessarily, and that's kind of like the reason why Odyssey kind of worked for me is because there was so much shit everywhere, it didn't matter. It's just like, oh, here's a moon for like existing. Yeah, okay, cool. Like I'm okay with that, and then I finish the game and then I'm happy. Because I don't really like collectathons, and this is kind of a weird mix of that, where it's like there's enough to keep me in an area, but then I get to move on, and then I'm done the game, and I don't have to think about it again. That like I don't want this for like 20 hours. That sounds like terrible to me. So I don't know.
They would need to flesh it out a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure they would. Yeah,
yeah,
sure they would. Just kind of like from like a mechanics standpoint.
From a proof of concept, it seems all right. I don't know if I would want to lose Odyssey and get this instead, like a fleshed out version of this. I would have to see the fleshed out version to say for sure.
Yeah,
because what's there doesn't really draw me in.
This is really basic too. Like it definitely feels better than standard 3D World because of like the updated movement and stuff, even with the 3D World stuff in there. But like it's very basic for sure. They would have to flesh it out. And they would, obviously, if they're going to sell it, I'm sure.
I mean, this is like an add-on mode, which, like as far as I'm concerned, seems to be like the coolest add-on thing they've given one of these Wii U ports.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah,
that's an easy
definitely.
Then again, it's an easy bar when you're looking at like, well, we gave you funky mode. Okay,
yeah,
thanks. Cool.
Yeah, but now you can beat the game.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I think it's actually kind of interesting that we're getting, I don't want to say quite like a half step, but we don't often get like a teaser of maybe what's to come.
Sure.
Like so that's just kind of interesting to see from Nintendo. God, I wish this was sold separately. I would pay, $30 just for this thing easily.
It's Nintendo. They would charge 40.
I would that's probably the price I'm going to end up paying if I can't borrow it off my roommate, because Nintendo games don't really go down past 40.
Yeah,
but like at least 3D World is 3D World, so like it's a good solid game with a lot of length to it. Like it's a fun game.
It is. Yep,
totally. And I like if you haven't played 3D World, this is a great product. It's definitely worth the price. I can't justify it for myself as
that's fair.
Because I purchased 3D World. I played through that already, and I just don't want to play through it again.
That's the big thing.
And I wouldn't. So now I'm paying $60 for Bowser's Fury, which I'm just trying to like be price conscious here. I don't think that's a great deal.
Yeah, I agree. $60 for Bowser's Fury is a bad deal. That's true.
Yeah. I will say this: there's at least they did some small changes to 3D World. They sped it up, which is weird. Like all your characters move faster, which makes Blue Toad like nearly impossible to control.
Okay.
Fucking bonkers, dude. It's been great for like just jamming through the game because I'm just like, well, this is going by a lot faster than I expected, so it's nice to just kind of run through.
Yeah.
But it's just like the breakneck pace is just like, oh my god, I can't barely hold on at this point as Blue Toad.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Why would they change the speed of the game?
I don't know why. I guess they just wanted to make it different. Maybe it was a complaint they had. But yeah, like Lineback in chat says an important thing here. The Switch version of Princess Peach is now faster than the Wii U version of Blue Toad was. And Wii U version of Toad was pretty fast.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. The only thing I can think of why they would add this is if like maybe people complained that everyone moves slow. I feel like I never heard that complaint. Then again, I didn't hear a lot of people talking about 3D World in general, to be honest. A lot of people kind of passed that by, much like they did the Wii U in general.
Yeah.
No, even in my circles, a lot of people talked about 3D World, but no one was ever like, yeah, the game's too kind of slow. Because if it was slow, you just went and played Blue Toad.
Sure. Yeah.
A lot of people
seeing in the chat, people are saying people did complain.
I'm sure.
Never heard about
it's nostalgia glasses. I still love that game, and it's been a joy to play it again. It definitely it's going from Bowser's Fury back to that. it's definitely feels a little bit older than than a new Mario game, but like those, I really like those levels. I like the way that those levels are set up. I like the conceit of you go into a stage and you beat the stage, and then like you can collect stuff if you want, or you can just play through it. We tried the online. 3 people was spotty here and there, but not too bad. Two player was fine online, and of course solo is fine as well. Yeah, good product. I think if you've never played 3D World, I recommend it because it's one of my favorites. I totally
it's a good Mario game. Yeah,
this was worth the money for me, like easily. The Bowser's Fury was on like just on top of it for me though, so like I was gonna spend that probably just to play that game again, to play 3D World again myself.
So what else do you play?
I played through Little Nightmares 2. That is a bigger thing than Little Nightmares 1 was. It is grander in scale in a lot of ways. There's kind of like a weird AI partner through some of it. It has a bigger story in general. It's obviously saying some like things about TV and media stuff and kids and blah 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 in there for the story and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't feel like as much of a cohesive package as the first game, but I think it does more in the like fucked up horror stuff in it, and I liked that. So I think Little Nightmares 2, if you like Little Nightmares 1, you should probably play 2. It's just a continuation of that story, and it's just kind of bigger in a lot of ways. But if you had to play one of these two, you should still start with the first one. I still think it's the better game overall, but there's some really cool set pieces in Little Nightmares 2. Like an asylum with stuff that like you have to shine a light at it to make it stop, and then when you don't, it just chases you in the dark, and weird teachers and people with their like limbs that are all long chasing you, dudes with guns chasing you. Yeah, a lot of chasing.
Actually been thinking of playing the first one.
Yeah, I would recommend it. I really like it.
Just got added as like a game with gold, so I have it now. So
sure. I finished off Blue Fire actually just today. That end boss is okay, I guess. I was kind of blinded by it because it just shoots a bunch of light shit at you at some point, and ugh. What I don't know why they made some decisions they did in that game, because like a lot of that game is pretty good, and then they do something really fucking stupid, like have a boss that has something that it throws near the camera and blinds the player. Ugh. So frustrating. But that game's done. That game was okay. Still a solid 6 or 7 out of 10 if you wanted something, a 3D platformer of sorts. Although now that 3D World's out, like you should just buy that if you want a 3D platformer, frankly.
Sure.
I played 30XX. That came out yesterday in early access.
Hey, I played it on stream yesterday.
Nice. 30XX is great. The problem I have with it is that some of the levels are so beautiful and busy, it makes it hard to see what to dodge.
Yeah.
There's 2 levels.
In our run, we had the sky area, which had an owl shooting like lightning at us, and we could barely see the lightning.
Yeah, that's a problem. I think that fight is cool because it's like a chase down for that owl.
Yeah.
But there's constant like little lightning things coming at you that are hard to see. There's a level in like a computer tropical forest or something, and like everything in that level is kind of hard to see what you're supposed to go on because everything's bright, and I don't know how you fix that without just fundamentally changing a lot of how that level looks. It's freaking beautiful. It's one of the nicest pixel art levels I've seen in a long time, but it is really hard to play in. I think the big thing I like about 30XX is I like the differences between the 2 characters. So you still have your Mega Man and Zero counterparts in Nina and Ace, but they kind of work differently now. So Ace, who is the Zero copy basically in this game, his big thing is you have a whole bunch of different slots for abilities, so you can put a bunch of different powers and abilities on like every button combination that he has, which is the three main buttons of Y, left trigger, and left bumper, and then like a direction as well. Where Nina has a fusion thing where you can mix different powers together to like create new weaponry with them, and that leads to some like really cool things. Like one of the abilities you get is like a column of like a whirlwind column that you summon on you essentially. And then earlier today I got another power that its fusion technique is direction, so you can direct where to throw it, and it basically just made it that I could throw that column of wind anywhere in 8 directions on the screen. Like, shit like that is really, really cool. That game is... If you like 20XX, you should get this. It's very, very neat. It is in early access. Apparently it has 6 out of 8 of the final bosses in it right now, so it's pretty far along, but there is still a lot of stuff they're working on. There's a lot of UI problems of this is just placeholder art, and this is just literal text to tell you what like a thing is rather than like a really nice little UI thing. And yeah, that thing's cool though. If you like if you like Mega Man stuff, you like 20XX, and you're okay with early access, it's definitely worth picking up. It's very cool. My life is gone.
We upset the devs last night.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The devs came into our chat when we played it. We beat it our very first run of the game.
Oh, yeah? They were mad about it?
Great. Now they're going to make it harder for everyone.
Probably. Because we got double jump in like first or second stage.
I still haven't seen double jump.
And then we got so many speed increases. Our speed was times 16. So we were just flying through the stages, and then we just had the most ridiculous combinations. It was super fun.
That is a very cool game. That art in that game is phenomenal. It looks really good. Too good.
Yeah, for those who don't know, the first game, 20XX, mimics like the SNES era Mega Man X games.
Yeah.
And 30XX mimics the PlayStation 1 era Mega Man X games graphically. So they're very high-end 32-bit sprite styles. They look really nice.
Sure. I guess just, as an overarching thing, what the game is basically a Mega Man game that's done as a roguelike, where you have one life and you are thrown through the different robot masters kind of in whatever random sequence the game gives you to beat all of them. And then you finish the game, essentially, getting different power-ups along the way. So that's what these games are. It's Mega Man roguelikes. One run, build it up, and then beat the game, sort of thing. Yeah, it's cool. My life is gone, though. I've moved to Valheim, and I'm never coming out. So Valheim has come out, and it is Terraria. And my buddies are playing it, so we have our own server, and we have spent all week in it. Essentially,
I actually loaded up Valheim. I got a code for it, and I was like, "Oh, everyone's talking about Valheim." And then I was like, "Oh, it's like a survival game." And then I died, and I'm not going to play Valheim anymore.
It's not your game. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't bother for sure. If you like Terraria, it is that. It is a game where you start off with nothing, and you have to build your way up to beat a bunch of different bosses that unlock more progression as you go along. So, yeah, I don't know how else to explain it. That's what it is. It's a survival game where you get a bunch of cool stuff, and then you kill a boss, and then you unlock more cool stuff. You grind out to get that stuff and build like your little society or whatever. Then you kill another boss, and then more stuff unlocks.
There's a big bird, and there's like a crow that you can like talk to.
Yeah, the crow talks to you, maybe too much at the beginning to tell you stuff, but he's there to help you out. And you punch a tree for a while until you get some wood. Then you like make a club, and then you club some boars. You set a fire. Yeah, I think the thing about this game that's kind of special though is that it gets even though survival elements are in there, they're kind of like just there as a way to like keep you honest and not to bug you. For example, to repair your stuff, you just click the repair button at like your workstation. You don't need items to repair it. You don't need to grind anything out. You just need to like, it's just there to make sure that if you're out, you can't just stay out in the wilderness or like away from a workshop for like the rest of the game or something. You have to come back to a home base. You don't need to sleep throughout the night, but you get big buffs to your stamina if you do. You don't need to eat, but you get more life regeneration and stuff if you do. So it has all those weird conventional survival things that are annoying, but they're not in there to annoy you. They're there to buff you up if you choose to. You can still play the game without dealing with any of that shit if you want to. The worst part about it is
they don't make any of that clear.
It is in early access. So
yeah.
They could do a better job of making that stuff clear. I would say, if anything, the building's a little hit or miss. There is like weird snapping stuff, almost like a Fortnite or something. You know, when you're building a wall, it kind of snaps together. It kind of feels like that, but a little bit worse and a little more janky. But it's pretty easy to get into for the most part. It really shines if you have a group to play with and you're like, okay, I'm going to like cut down a bunch of trees, and then the other guy's like, okay, I'll get us a bunch of food, and you all kind of work together as a team to build your little society. And then you work together to take down the bosses and go into dungeons, kill trolls, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's one of those games where you kind of you either have to like be in it enough to hit a point where things start working for you, like you have a farm and you have food coming to you regularly, so you don't have to go out as much to farm it, and then you're always going to have better buffs or whatever, and you have decent weapons and you can take stuff out that's harder. Like, you have to be kind of in it for a while, or you have to have a decent group of friends to play with. And luckily, we have both, so it's hit perfectly for us, and we're kind of in there every night, just doing a few things around the place, maybe checking out a dungeon or two, doing some mining, chatting, and whatnot, and then logging off. And it's been a good time. That game is really, really fun. If you like Terraria, you should check it out. It's that, basically. That's all I've been
sold
playing.
like a stupid amount of copies already. It's like about to hit 3 million. Was the last I saw.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
nice.
Crazy. It blew up for sure.
Yep. All right, so I finished Avengers this week.
Okay.
That game
How do you
is
feel?
so boring.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy that the entire time you don't fight any like comic book characters except for the final boss. The comic book character. Every other villain you fight is a robot, or like an ice robot, or a prime robot. And I guess there is kind of like a halfway through comic book character you fight. She's just in a robot suit, so you're just fighting a bigger robot. Wow.
So you do fight the comic book characters in the end game content, but you need a group because they're raid bosses essentially.
Yeah, I didn't jump back in to do the end game stuff, and I'll tell you why in a second.
Sure.
I actually did fight Abomination because he was in one of the
okay, yeah,
like daily challenge thingies.
Sure. Yeah.
So I did fight him, and that was cool. It was cool seeing a villain that wasn't a robot.
That fight's fucking hard too. I don't know what like.
It was really hard because I went into it. Okay, let me take a step back and tell my story. There's this one mission where you need to find like an energy amplifier or something like this.
Okay.
And they're impossible to find.
Sure. Okay.
Mission, it's one of these things, and I hate it when, like, you know, Destiny does this sparingly, and I hate it when Destiny does it where it's like, hey, before you get to the next story mission, why don't you just grind for a bit? You know, kill 50 of these guys, and then we'll do the next story mission. It's not that bad, but there's this one part where it's like, hey, before you do this mission, get like 20 of these items, some number of this third item, and get one energy amplifier. I did one mission, and I got everything except that one energy amplifier.
Sure.
I could not find this energy amplifier for hours.
Oh wow.
I was searching on the internet, and they kept being like, use these two missions. So I tried the two missions a few times. The enemy that gives the drop never shows up. Like, well, what you need to do is you need to pick missions that have the modifiers that say prime synthoids will be increased, like an increased spawn rate for prime synthoids. Okay, cool. So I'll do those missions. Prime synthoids never show up.
Oh.
Finally,
Weird.
This after I've gone down this rabbit hole of and like Reddit threads of people searching for this, find a video saying try replaying this one story mission. There's always the enemy right at the beginning here. Got it immediately.
Oh, this sounds familiar. Actually, I think I did something similar to this.
What's crazy is apparently a lot of people hit this wall.
Okay.
It's the mission right before the final mission.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
Once you get
remember.
this energy amplifier, the next mission straight up says, "Hey, there's no turning back after this. Are your characters ready?" Like, so a whole bunch of people just made it like 99% of the way through this game, and then they hit this weird ass wall.
I bet a bunch stopped there
Anyway,
too. Yeah.
I spent hours trying to find this energy amplifier, and as a result, Kamala got really high leveled.
Sure. Yeah.
I kept doing all these missions over and over. So this abomination mission, I wasn't supposed to be able to complete really before the end of the game if I was playing at a regular progression level. But my Kamala got up to the point where he no longer said, "Hey, you're too underleveled. You could do this." Like I just hit the threshold there, and I was like, "Okay, well, I guess I'll do that because I hate all these other missions.
Sure.
At least I'll see something new in this one, and maybe there's a Prime Synthoid in this mission. There's not, the record.
Okay.
But regardless, I got it was such a hard mission because we like I said, I was just barely able to be in the threshold of it not warning me anymore. Anyway, I did the final mission. The final mission's cool. You get to play as each of the different characters. They really want you, however, to play as Captain America. He gets the majority of it. And I didn't play much Captain America. I played a whole bunch of Kamala, which they don't let you play a lot of Kamala in that final mission.
Yeah.
So the whole time I was just like, oh crap, damn it. I didn't put like any time into this guy. Either way, it's still kind of a cool fight at the end.
It is. Yeah. It's a good neat fight.
That game is so boring. Oh my god, it is so boring.
All they needed to do was keep adding like just little set pieces. That's all they needed to do.
That's the thing is they do add some set pieces where it's like this is like a single player thing. You're gonna play Captain America and you're gonna be running while the ship's blowing up, and it's like it's like Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Crystal Dynamics. There's a cool single player game in here that's like trying to break out.
Yeah.
But it is under like 8 layers of Destiny nonsense.
It's a shame. Yeah, because you can see the glimpses of like, oh, if you guys had concentrated on this, what you did right here, this is game of the year. If you guys had concentrated on this.
Yeah, it's super weird. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna go back. They did just announce the new console updates are coming mid next month.
Oh, okay.
And everyone got like pissed when they announced that because at the same time they said, and guess what? We're adding Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, really? Hawkeye? You guys just added Hawkeye's apprentice. What's her name?
Kate Bishop.
They just added Kate Bishop, and the next DLC character is another bow and arrow character. So it's like, hey, you didn't like
Spider-Man even in the PlayStation version yet?
I don't think so. I haven't seen him. But just the idea of like everyone's mad at your game. If you don't like Kate Bishop, there's nothing for you for a long time. We're doubling down on a bow and arrow character. What a weird decision to make.
It is weird. It's a very bad decision. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I ignored like half that game. Faction stuff, I barely even know how to influence the factions. But who cares?
Yeah.
I don't. This guy doesn't.
Sure.
Anyway, Kamal's great.
Yeah. And then at the end game, you can fight Abomination. Great. You can fight Taskmaster. That's it.
Okay.
That's about it.
Sure.
Oh, you can fight a million guys forever if you want to. I don't know why you would.
So I just did that. I just did that.
I don't know why you want to, but you
can do it again.
That. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Again.
Forever.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that game takes up so much space on the hard drive. It's like you're really pushing your luck here, Avengers. Like, come on, you got to meet me halfway here. You're not very good, and you're huge.
Look,
I don't get it. You don't get both of those, man.
Kamala, her dad Abu, and I'll give it to Bruce Banner too. Good characters. Everyone else is kind of a shitbag.
I'm okay with all the characters, like all the cutscene stuff. Like I'm fine. I like those characters. I thought each of them was pretty fun. I actually don't like playing as Hulk. It's like too big for the stages. It's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's fun, but yes, he's bad.
Black Widow's pretty cool.
Black
Captain
Widow's
America
fun.
gets a double jump.
Captain America's fun.
So
yeah.
I don't know how he gets a double jump, but he just has that because it has to also
fit.
He just has to be a Destiny right.
He just does like a somersault in the air as another jump because super soldier, I guess.
He's just really fit.
He is really fit.
No, you get really fit. You can just do that.
Really yeah, that's true.
You see him in pretty much nothing for a while, so he is very fit.
Other than that, I started the Solitaire Conspiracy. It's Mike Bithell short.
I played this a while ago. I don't love it.
Yeah, I don't really like it either.
Yeah.
And it's odd because it's like, I understand it's like 3 hours long. I played maybe an hour of it.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of bored. Like I'm not like a solitaire master, but it's too easy. Like I don't even know how you could lose.
It kind of doesn't even feel like solitaire. It kind of just feels like, when you have a deck of cards and you're just like, I want to organize this into the different suits, so I'm going to throw everything down and then I'm just going to like put them in 4 different piles. It's kind of that.
Oh yeah, no, we call this 52 pickup. This is 52 pickup.
It kind of is just like, or like, that feeling you get where you have a bunch of Christmas lights and then you untangle them and you're like, okay, that felt pretty good to get done and now I'm done. It's kind of the same thing. You're just kind of unraveling like a bunch of mixed cards. It's really weird.
I don't know if I follow you there because that sounds like just the worst chore to do.
I didn't think the Solitaire Conspiracy is very good, just at all.
I think the presentation's nice. It's weird that Greg Miller's telling me to be a spy.
That's one of the things I don't like. That's one of the things
I'm fine with that. It's just such a weird thing. It's like, you're Greg Miller.
Yeah.
Did you know that? You're Greg Miller. Like,
oh, I'm sure
you're Greg Miller.
He's probably aware, I would assume.
So it's so odd. Like, I'm curious if someone who doesn't know who Greg Miller is, what they kind of got from that. Because it definitely wasn't, hey, look, it's Greg Miller.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I guess.
That's neither here nor there.
Sure.
The Solitaire is just so weird because you can put any suit on top of any other one.
Yeah.
The challenge is now
it's gone.
The main challenge from Solitaire is just gone.
Yeah. It's just organizing suits.
I need to get this 6 that's underneath this one. Oh, it's okay. I can put what's on top of it literally anywhere.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, I'm just kind of bored. Like, I'm not a Solitaire master. I've played some Microsoft Solitaire. I don't know what Spider Solitaire is.
Real Solitaire is better than the Solitaire and the Solitaire Conspiracy. You're better off just playing real Solitaire on your computer.
It looks good though, and it looks like a fun time. They put some cool things in there, but it's like it's just boring.
It is.
I'm sorry to hear. There are better Mike Bithell games for sure. Last game I played, just played a bit of it today. Fuser has a free weekend on Xbox. So I downloaded that. I played through the first world or
is this good?
Or they're organizing it. Yeah, this is good. It is. It's kind of odd. Just like it is literally drop mix. It's not even like we took drop mix as a foundation. We built on it. No, it's just drop mix.
Right. Yeah.
Just made a digital drop mix. They kind of added a little bit more. There's now like a timing element of like when you should be putting stuff down, as opposed to just, I'm going to put this, drum track down whenever I want. They have like a meter that goes along and it's like, hey, you should do it kind of on the 4th beat. Like, and then as you progress further, they're like, actually, it'd be really great if you put this specific drum track down on this specific half one. Or like, here's a better example. If you put this vocal track on the half beat, it'll be really good because that's when he comes in and goes, yeah, as opposed to like halfway through that.
Sure.
So they kind of really try to guide you of like, here's the cool spots to put it down. We'll give you some extra points if you do that.
Sure.
The crowd will also ask for like requests. They'll be like, yo, can you play something from the 2000s? And you look at your crate of records and it's like, hey, this is a 2000 song. And you put any piece of that song down and they're like, oh, you're the best, man. Thanks. Here's 2,600 points. And if you don't, like, because they're timed, it's like you got like 10 seconds to hit the request. which I've only missed really once when I was paying attention. So someone's like, "Yo, can you play something with a violin?" And I was focusing on other stuff because there's kind of a lot you can focus on at any given time. And I missed that. And he goes, "Oh, that was gonna be for my uncle."
Oh. All right.
Which I just thought was so funny.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, so there'll be like a little kind of checklist off on the right that'll show up and be like, "Hey, drop 2 blues," and that's like the X button on the Xbox controller. So you just have to go to any songs you want and drop whatever is on the X track, which can sometimes be, the keyboard. Sometimes they have like the bass up there. It's just they want whatever is in the blue section. They want 2 of those to be played down. And you can like put multiple drums down and stuff like that. And you get points for muting a track at certain times. So you kind of get into like a pretty good flow, which is kind of nice.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks good. Sounds really good. You can go with each of the, like, I'm playing the campaign.
Sure.
They'll give you like, hey, you need to have these 6 songs in there because we're gonna like call on specific things. But then you can put whatever else you want. You can just hit like autofill, or as I like to do, you go in there and you add All Star, and then you hit autofill.
Of
You
course.
just got to make sure that one's in there because
Yep.
I'm not gonna play a DJ set without All Star.
Yep.
Because I got to be able to drop that thing like on a dime.
You never know when you're going to need it.
True.
I mean, because it's because it's drop mix, because it's fuser, all of it sounds good. So that's pretty great too.
Yeah,
you can change like your venue and the time of day and stuff, so that's pretty fun.
So I guess the reason why I ask in general is because I think the thing that makes drop mix fun is kind of the presentation of it. I don't know that seems fun to me in a single player sitting at my computer or TV and like I'm not playing with friends sort of way. At least for $80 Canadian for a full price game.
Yeah. And for what it's worth, I'm not going to pick it up. I just can't see myself going back to it every few months like I do Rock Band.
That's kind of it too, right? Yeah.
It is cool to experience, and like I said, it is fun when you kind of get in that state.
Sure.
I just don't know how much I would play with it. It's also kind of hard to ask me as someone who has played drop mix. I'm kind of just playing more of that. So regardless, I'm already going to play only a little bit of fuser. If I had never played drop mix,
you might have a different
maybe there's like a few extra hours more because it's brand new to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I said, it's free play on Xbox right now. So if you have access to that, maybe check it out because that's like the best way to try something. And it has some kind of co-op and stuff, so I need to see if that's what that's like because that could be kind of fun too.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Yeah, a co-op in that sounds like it might be interesting. Cool. Okay.
All right. That's going to do it for what we played. Let's do some news. Some cool stuff happened.
Yeah.
Only a few stories here real quick. Let's start with the big one. We kind of touched a little bit on it, but Nintendo had a Direct. I understand this is the first Nintendo Direct since September 2019.
Yeah.
Jesus. I knew it had been a while, but I didn't realize it had been that much a while.
That's the statistic I saw. I guess everything else has been like a Direct Mini or an indie, a partner showcase, something like that. This is the first full branded Nintendo Direct.
Okay, that's a weird technicality I didn't think of, but sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start this off. They said, "Hey, 50 minutes." If the length of time, my hopes got brought up. I was excited. I was pretty, it's weird to say disappointed. There's not a lot in this thing for me. I didn't come across.
There's stuff in here for people, though. There's stuff in here for sure.
Yeah,
there
were a bunch of things I was extremely excited about, but I can definitely see some people not being hyped for a lot that they announced.
For sure.
I have an article here. It's not in order because these people suck.
Of course not.
It's kind of in order of like the big announcements as they go down, which, okay, sure, I guess that's one way you could do it, but like I'm trying to run a show here. Anyway, we got new Smash character from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Pyra and Mithra. This means nothing to me other than another anime sword fighter with a counter.
Yeah, that's Well, they're the best known characters from that game, I would argue. So they're the best representation.
I've never played those games.
Are
This
people
meant
excited about
nothing
this
to
one?
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of my friends are very excited about this.
Okay.
But I can
many
definitely see some
characters are
people being
left?
upset because again, they're sword fighters. 3 left to announce, I believe.
Okay.
Because
Like
Sephiroth
two
was
of those.
third.
Two of those are probably going to be sword fighters. Too.
Well, I mean, the last one was a sword fighter. What do we got? We got Min Min, Steve, Sephiroth, and now Pirate Mithra.
Right. And Pyre and Myth are one character. They like switch
They're
back
2
and
and 1.
forth.
They're you swap between the two. There's Zelda and
Zelda Sheik.
situation.
Yeah, I mean, if you're excited about it, I'm happy for you. It just seems like not a very exciting addition to me.
Honestly, they had said that Rex and Pyra were going to be in the game originally when it was coming out, but the game was too early in development. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 specifically. So this is basically just them kind of getting good on their old suggestion more than anything.
Numa came out and said Breath of the Wild 2 is not going to be talked about here, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
He then announced Skyward Sword HD. There was even a part near the end of this announcement where he was like, hey, a lot of the things that are in Breath of the Wild kind of started them here, which I interpreted as, please play Skyward Sword HD. It's like the one you guys like, please. Come on.
So
it's kind of like that one.
I'm gonna be the one that's off here, I guess. I'm excited for this because I never played Skyward Sword, and this seems like an easier way to get to play that game. I
played Skyward Sword. I'm not excited
because I don't have to use motion controls. I can use their
there.
stupid little use your joystick as motion controls, but still better to me than actually swinging shit around. And I get an HD version of it. I'm okay with this for me.
Hey, I like Skyward Sword. I mean, I'm not
It
going to
doesn't
play
sound
through
like
it
you
again.
do.
Oh, I do. I'm just telling you how I interpreted that
okay.
Nintendo Direct and how he presented it.
Okay, fair enough.
I like Skyward Sword. I'm not going to play it again, but I generally look at Skyward Sword as a fine Zelda.
I mean, most people who I talk to, when I say, should I play this? They're like, you should play it once. Yeah. And this is probably the version I'll play once. I wish it wasn't full price.
Yeah, I mean, I could almost say that about every Zelda game, is I think almost every Zelda warrants a playthrough.
You said almost every Zelda. What are the Zelda games you don't think warrant a playthrough?
I mean, I was just trying to save my bases for one if I didn't
think
of. I don't know. Wand of Gamillion probably doesn't warrant a full playthrough.
I'll play Wand of Gamelon.
Gamelon, sorry. I'm not a big fan of Zelda 2. So
Zelda 2 is my favorite one.
yeah, you can skip Zelda 2. I'm sorry.
No, Zelda 2 is good.
It's true.
Both off base. This seems fun for me specifically.
3 co-op one is bad.
Which one?
Triforce Heroes? Is that what it was called?
Never played
Triforce. Yeah, you can skip Triforce Heroes.
Yeah, that's not a good
You can skip Triforce
I don't have people to play it with, so that's kind of why I haven't played them.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Are you excited about Zelda-themed Joy-Cons?
No, not at all.
Sure.
Yeah, me neither.
They look nice.
At the very end, they announced Splatoon 3.
I don't care at all about Splatoon, so this is nothing for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like Splatoon 1 and 2. I'm excited for 3, but I'm more upset that they announced it's 2022, so we're not gonna
That's a ways off. I'm hoping that means maybe they're gonna actually make something different, not just Splatoon 1 again. Splatoon 2 was more of a Splatoon TOO, as far as I'm concerned. So
I'm a little embarrassed to admit how that took me a second to understand what the hell you're talking about. Did the Splatoon 3 announcement actually announce anything new? Like, I'm not in the know, so like, what did they showcase here, or is it just the fact that another one's
They
coming?
showed the new area off a little bit.
Okay.
They showed that you have a pet.
Okay.
And
Kind of looked like
they
there was
showed off
going to
the
be a
new
bit of a
weapons.
story mode.
Oh, well,
Oh.
they've all had a bit of a story mode though.
Oh, okay.
This was like kind of running around an environment a little bit, because 2 had like
They shared more details
I
on
guess
their
2 kind
Twitter,
of had a story
apparently.
mode. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Mario Golf Super Rush.
Yeah.
This is one thing I
Sure.
was actually a little excited for. This looked kind of cool to me.
I'm hyped for this.
Yeah.
I'll probably play this. Why not? Sure.
It looks fun.
June 25th.
Yeah.
I haven't really played many of the Mario Golfs, so why not start now? Hopefully it's a good one.
That weird mode where you're all trying to get in the hole at the same time seems really fun. That seems like a fun mode.
Speed golf looked really good.
Speed golf, yeah. That seems really cool.
Yeah, but they did also show Mii's again, which I haven't seen a Mii in a long time.
Sure.
Project Triangle Strategy was announced as a demo out. This kind of looks like a Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't know. This looks nice. It's by those people again, right? Because it's the same art style as the Octopath Traveler. It's that developer?
It's a Square team, yeah. It's a Square Enix team.
So that like quasi 2D, 3D thing going on.
It seemed okay, I guess. I don't know. Strategy tactics games are fun. I don't know. There's not a whole lot there.
Hearing good things from the people who are trying out the demo. So
cool.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Cool.
There was a real short trailer for something called Star Wars Hunters.
Yeah.
Zynga's working on it. I believe they mainly do mobile games, so don't get too excited.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fall Guys is coming to Switch in the summer. Side note, it's also coming to Xbox. They announced today. Let's see. Hyrule Warriors is getting an expansion pass.
Okay.
Of course.
Didn't really say anything about that. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection.
Yes.
I'm kind of okay. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about this a little bit too. I'm ready to get my shit kicked in again. I'll play those again.
Okay, that's June,
I was really worried because of Neo. They were never going to kind of go back to it, so it's nice to see the collection, even if 2 and 3 aren't the best. Was
there a price announced for that? Let me just quickly look it up, see if there's...
No.
They didn't say any of the prices in the direct. A lot of these things are pre-ordered or pre-orderable, so you can find the prices of them.
Yeah. Just curious how much it is.
Some Super Mario items coming to Animal Crossing. For what it's worth, you can put a warp pipe on your island and warp to a different part of your island. That's kind of cool. Miitopia is coming to the Switch.
Why not?
Yeah.
That game's not fun. That's why not.
Yeah, it seemed okay.
You didn't like that game?
I don't like Miitopia.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, fair enough.
That's not for me either. It's
so Mii's.
Fun.
Mii's just don't get me excited.
Oh.
That's May 21st. For Wilds is coming to the Switch this summer.
Yeah. People should play that.
This next one, John, I'm hoping you could maybe tell me about this next one because I'm a little bit interested. The Famicom Detective Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, so back, obviously, on the Famicom, there was a series that Nintendo used to do that was basically a visual novel series called Famicom Detective Club. And this appears to be ports of 2 of those games. Updated ports and translations.
Is there more than 2?
I don't remember how many there were. I thought there were at least 3.
When I was looking it up, it was kind of hard to tell which was which because they were all in Japanese, and the Wikipedia article hadn't been updated with the re-release stuff. So I wasn't.
Yeah.
But it made it seem like there was maybe only 2 originally.
Yeah, it looks like there are just 2.
Yeah. And these are kind of interesting. They're visual novels. For $35.
Oh no, I was right. There are 3.
Okay, there is 3. So we're missing one, I guess.
There are 2 on the. Yeah, there were 2 on the actual Famicom, and a third one was released on the Satellaview for the Super Nintendo. So there's 2 Famicom ones, and there's a Super Famicom one.
Okay. These are each $35, or if you buy one and you're going to purchase the second one, you will get $10 off. Basically $60 for the 2 of them.
I want to play these.
Okay, that's 2 games worth, so it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm tentatively excited because I like mystery visual novels, but I really don't know much about this.
Sure.
I've heard the series is excellent.
So I'm glad to hear that. Cool. Samurai Warrior 5 is shown. It's coming this summer.
Sure.
Legend of Mana remaster was announced.
That was a surprise.
Yep.
Rest was kind of some ports. Monster Hunter Rise, another trailer. Tales from the Borderlands is coming. The Capcom Arcade Stadium. Stubbs the Zombie.
That was also surprising.
March 2021. More Heroes is coming out on August 21st. A Neon White was announced. This seemed kind of cool. I don't know much about
really
this
neat.
game.
Yeah.
Looks kind of like a cool first-person battler thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
A
Someone was
DC
saying it looked like
Superhero
a
Girls.
first-person visual novel.
Neon White is a visual. No, there's combat for sure.
Yeah, but like there was a lot of dialogue in it too, so they were commenting on that part about it.
I see. Yeah. Plants vs Zombies: Battle for Neighborville is coming. Knockout City was announced. Which is like a multiplayer dodgeball game.
That damn trailer made it seem like much cooler idea than it turned out to be.
I actually agreed. Like the interview part, I was like, this kind of seems a little interesting. Can you stop showing me what the game is and go back to that? Like the 8-bit princess character.
Yeah.
I was like, I like what's going on with you.
Yep.
You're not in the game though? Okay.
Yep.
I was made just to sell this, and that's it.
Yep.
Knockout City is actually coming to like every platform. By the way, that's by the developers that did Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. By the way, RCAR. Yeah, that's
that I wasn't aware of.
I was looking it up because I was like, what have they done? That's what they've done. So I don't know what that means. World's End Club.
Fuck yeah.
It's from the creators of Danganronpa and the Zero Escape series. This is an Apple Arcade game.
I thought I had heard about this game before.
I mean, I don't have Apple Arcade, so it ain't for me.
For sure. Yep. I'm just out in the horn. There was some good stuff on Apple Arcade. That's coming 2021. Rest was pretty short. Hades Physicals co-op versions coming.
Weird that they gave Hades Physicals such a prominent place.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's weird. That game got huge buzz. So
that book is
but I mean, like
looking.
Your first Nintendo Direct in like a year and a half, and you dedicate part of it to the physical version. Seems a bit overkillish to me.
That book is great looking.
Maybe I
kind of want that more than the game
it's an
again.
Indie darling.
Yeah.
With a soundtrack. Well.
Yeah, I have the soundtrack. It's fine.
All right, yeah, that was pretty much the Nintendo Direct. Yeah, I don't know. I came across a little disappointed. Nothing really got me super hyped, unfortunately.
A few things I'm going to check out.
What were you most excited about, Paul?
Mario Golf. Definitely most hyped for Mario Golf.
Mario Golf looks very cool. Famicom Detective Club is the thing out of all of these that I want to get right away. Everything else can wait a little bit if I have to.
Me too. All right, next story. This is kind of interesting. I was looking into this. Microsoft announced a frames per second boost coming to a lot of their backwards compatible titles.
Weird.
But what they're going to be doing is a hardware level. They're going to be doubling, if not quadrupling, a lot of frames per second that these games are putting out. Yeah, so this is live already. You can try it out. I plan to try out some of it. There's a really great video that Digital Foundry did where they break down exactly what's happening. So far, it's only in 5 titles, and it's a weird selection of titles. Far Cry 4 is like not even the latest Far Cry. It doesn't even have a like new version. There's no like Series X version of Far Cry 4. New Super Lucky's Tale. That's the game that's going from 30 frames a second to 120 frames per second.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Sniper Elite 4, UFC 4.
Okay.
UFC 4 is actually the newest of these games. That came out last year.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's whatever.
Watch Dogs 2.
Also weird.
So
Yeah.
a weird selection. Probably just what they could kind of like most easily implement this in. And I really recommend watching this Digital Foundry video. It's about 20 or so minutes long because each game is being handled differently. Like it seems like they actually put a bit of work in for like why these things are happening. A lot of them across the board are getting doubled and are now locked at a 60 frames per second, which is pretty great. New Super Lucky
Good.
Tail aside, that's getting boosted to the 120.
That's
It's also obviously different for Series S versus Series X. Series X just gets like it locked 60 all the time. It can do 4K at these. Looks pretty great. Like New Super Lucky's Tale is doing 4K at 120, which is pretty crazy. But a lot of these games like weren't even hitting like 30 for the most part on the last gen consoles. Now they're being doubled up. And what's actually happening is this is not on the developers' end. So the game doesn't know it's doing this. As far as the game is concerned, it's still outputting the original frames. The system is then taking that and intercepting it and increasing the frames. So for example, like UFC 4 has like the typical option of like, do you want performance mode or do you want quality mode, which is usually a performance, you're going to get 60 frames, but it's going to be 1080, and then quality, you're going to get 4K, but it's 30. You still get to choose between those because the game is still thinking, I'm going to change. After the game is done with your selection, the hardware is saying, I don't care, 60 frames per second. So it's pretty interesting kind of what they're doing here. I'm excited to try it out. A few of these games, New Super Lucky's Tale and Sniper Elite 4 are on Game Pass.
Yeah.
You can try a few of them for yourself.
Man, 30 to 120.
Slowly adding more and more to this.
Fuck, this is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I can't even try that out. Like the best, my TV can do 120 if it's in 1080, but I can't do 4K at 120 because I did try out Destiny has a 120 frame per second mode.
Sure.
And I was able to try that one out. But it's cool, yeah. Because the Digital Foundry video, they show you New Super Lucky's Tale running at 120, and then they put it like versus 60, and then they say, okay, now we're going to show you at half speed, and man, 120 still looks smooth at half speed. It's ridiculous. So yeah, that's the frames per second mobile boost. I'm going to try out Sniper Elite 4 just to kind of see this old game running at a locked 60.
Yeah,
because why not? This is cool. I think this is such a weird, cool thing that they're doing.
It's neat.
What's nice is it's going to be a lot of games that are so old, there's no incentive for the developer to go back and give an update to these games.
Sure.
Right? Like if Ubisoft was going to do it, they would have updated Watch Dogs 3 and given that the best thing. Why would they go back to Watch Dogs 2? Why would they go back to Far Cry 4?
Yeah.
There's been multiple Far Cry games since then. So, theoretically, we might be getting to even see like some original Xbox games in this performance boost. This is cool.
Sure. I think the big thing too is that a lot of those older games, well, I mean, most games are tied to frame rate, like how they play as well. So if you increase the frame rate, you break the game because the controls no longer work properly. This is a good way around that.
Yeah,
I think so. That's if it works well, I guess. So I want to watch this.
They must be confident in it if they're doing this.
If they're announcing it, even.
Digital Foundry didn't say they had any kind of like bad time. It didn't break any of those games.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm assuming because they're not just like sending it out to everything, they're kind of doing it on a case by case, and they're going to slowly be rolling this out.
Yeah. That's cool.
Would have been kind of nice if there was like one big kind of AAA marquee title kind of really like announce this with. I don't think any of these games are really like, oh shit, they got this game.
Sure.
That's kind of neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Continuing with Microsoft, they showed a preview of the xCloud browser app that is coming relatively soon, or a public preview is coming soon. Obviously, this is going to be getting your xCloud games through a browser. It's going to work on Macs as well. It has to be a Chromium-based web browser, so like Chrome or Edge. Sure. It'll be bundled in Windows 10. This is cool. This is really exciting. someone who still can't use it on phones, and this is also leading, obviously, to get it for iOS because it'll work on Chrome through that.
Yep.
This just makes sense, and it's one step towards. I mean, Stadia, you could do it through a browser. Soon you'll be able to play your Game Pass games just through a browser, and that's awesome.
Sure.
And last little bit of news here is the Mortal Kombat trailer came out.
Right.
You guys watch this?
For the movie. I did see this, yeah.
Yeah, what did you think?
Looked cool.
I think Sub-Zero looks really cool. Sure. So they say the two lines you'd want to hear. They have "Get over here." They have "Finish him."
Okay.
I thought the line for "Get over here" wasn't very exciting. I was expecting like an angrier version of that.
Okay.
Also, I don't think it's Ed Boon.
No, I'm pretty sure it was the actual actor.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think? It looks good, John?
I will give it a try. I'm sure for just like a dumb like martial arts movie, it'll be great.
Yeah.
And as someone who's been pretty up in the lore of the series, this will be interesting to see.
This is part of the like whole HBO Max. Everything is going to HBO Max for free, so I'm gonna be able to watch it for free or stream it for free. So of course I'll try it out. I don't know. It looks silly. Definitely looks silly. I'll watch it. You excited, Paul?
Yeah, I know I'm gonna watch this, so I don't bother watching trailers for stuff I'm just gonna see. Yeah, I'm excited. I liked Mortal Kombat. I like when it's done good. I really like when it's done bad. It's a win-win.
Okay, that's going to do it for news. Let's do some questions. If you would like to send in a question, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. I will read this first one from Chris. There are several video games that highlight a feature of the game on the front of their box art. Examples include the Switch version of Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze's new Funky Mode, or Shin Megami Tensei's infamous featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. If you could essentially slap a sticker on the front of a box to highlight an aspect or feature of a game, what would you highlight and on what game? You trying to highlight like a little known fact about it, or
like a big thing, yeah. Like throwing out Shadow of Mordor Nemesis system. Like that seems like an obvious thing, but like you'd have to explain what it is.
The only game in town where you can get the Nemesis system.
Exactly, yeah.
One that initially comes to mind for me, Asura's Wrath, best Dragon Ball Z game ever made.
All right. Slap a sticker on the front.
Would have loved a sticker on Rock Band 1 or 2 saying, "Sean, pay for the music export. One day you're going to lose these songs forever." What are you doing?
I can't even think of what I would actually say for this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something too.
Spiritfarer, there's a sticker on the front that says, "Your mama call."
Man, that is a game. That should come with
I
a
partially
warning label.
want all. Yeah, I kind of want all Devil May Cry games to have a featuring Dante from Devil May Cry.
That would be pretty good.
Just to like add to the stupidity of it.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 4, technically you're playing as Nero, so that's the perfect one for it.
Yep. That's like on
or like
sorry, go on.
Say like Metal Gear Solid 3, the sticker's like, "No, it's Snake the whole time this time. Don't worry."
I was going the same way, but with a Metal Gear Solid 2 is just like featuring Snake or whatever. Just like, yeah.
Snake, yeah.
Cameo by.
Cameo by Snake, yeah.
All right, I'm just going to move on. VGC Kenny, What other games were they to get remade would you want separated into parts like how Final Fantasy VII was? My answer is none. I hate it. I want
was
the
gonna
whole
say
game.
none as
Correct.
well.
I want the whole game.
Correct. None.
I would have rather waited for Final Fantasy VII Remake another 3 or to 5 years if it was the full thing. I didn't need it last year.
3 or 5. Well, who are you kidding? 3 to 5.
I mean,
Like-
we'll get part 2 by then.
Yeah, we'll get part 2 by then. As long as there's only 2 parts, we don't know. They're gonna just be like, we need 5 more parts of this thing. This is a lifetime event. No, just give me the whole game.
It's kind of weird. Like, I'm actually kind of okay with it for 7 just because it's such a big thing. I kind of like that it's like still alive. I have to look forward to more. Kind of like, you know, it's guaranteed I'm gonna get a sequel, kind of. But for the most part, like, yeah, I don't really want it broken up. Just please give me the whole game. I don't
So-
want to pay $300 for
Is the answer
entirety
just
of this story.
every old RPG ever? Like Chrono Trigger remake, up until when you meet Lavos for the first time, then like wait for part 2. Like, no, that shit sucks. They shouldn't have done it with 7. They shouldn't do it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, if the amount of content in there warrants it, I guess I'm okay.
I don't feel like 7 Remake warranted it.
I kind of don't
Right,
think
but
any
I feel
game
like you're a little
does.
more down. Yeah, all right.
Just like release it when it's done,
Right.
even if it's 10 years from now. Like, hey, we made this giant thing. Cool, man. I'll spend the rest of my life in this now, I guess.
Well, I got to make that money back somehow. How long was that in
Yeah.
development?
Yeah.
PS3 era, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
7
something like
Remake
that.
specifically definitely went through some ebbs and flows that they needed money in there for sure. So I get it.
No More Spiros writes in and says, would you rather double jump or no fall damage?
Double jump. Always.
So is this real life or in a game?
Real life.
Oh, real life.
It has to be no
Double-
fall damage.
Oh no, I'd still rather double jump. Because video game rules say you
what
can
do you get?
double jump at the end of a long fall to
I was
break
going to say,
the fall.
do we get that benefit of like being able to double jump right before touching the ground, therefore negating all momentum?
But I
If
guess
that's the
so.
case, then double jump.
Yeah.
If that's not the
Like, what
case,
would
then
you-
no fall damage.
Okay, I think in the spirit of this question, you are still gonna get fall damage. Well, no, because you're negating it with that second
Yeah,
jump.
that's
Yes.
the
Right.
point. Yeah.
So then, by picking double jump, aren't you also getting no fall damage?
You are. Yep.
Yeah, which is why we're trying to game the system here. You've caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So without that,
Here,
it's fall damage for sure, because that could kill you or like worse. So like that's the real answer. But double jump, you get both.
right, double jump, you get both, but you have to make sure that you're like on the ball. Like you make sure you hit that second jump at the
That's
right time,
true.
or you're dead.
That's true.
It's like, fall damage. I'm gonna start being like, no, I'm not taking the elevator down. I'm jumping out the window.
yeah.
Like that's way faster.
Yeah, I would totally jump out of airplanes at that point.
Exactly, right? Like, why not? But you got to make sure that you're timing this stuff right. Because you screw up once, that's the end of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's the other thing about no fall damage. Let's say you get like kidnapped and knocked out, and someone throws you off a cliff. You're not dying.
That's true. That's very true.
You could almost become a superhero, and your like go-to move is, I'm gonna tackle you out this window. They're gonna think you'll kill us both. Nuh-uh. No,
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
got a good point, actually.
That's
I gotta
true.
admit this. He's got a good point.
Video game though, double jump.
Right?
Linebeck writes, you're the final boss of a game. Whose boss theme do you feel is most fitting for you?
Oh. Okay. Mine is that pop star song
Is this
from
just-
13 Sentinels during that battle at the end of Act 2, I think, or whatever.
Okay, sure. Mine is the music from Ninja Gaiden. No, not Ninja Gaiden. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, fighting like
Rules
the
of Nature?
octopus lady
Oh,
with the
okay.
moon in the background. The crazy anime song that happens then.
Mine is regrettably Undertale Papyrus's theme.
All right.
Look, I know my limitations. There's no way. There's no way I get something cool. I don't get a Megalovania. I get Papyrus's theme.
Dude, none of us get Megalovania. That's a special type of person that gets that. Okay. Rinku, what's your favorite underdog story? Fiction or nonfiction? It's got to be the Mighty Ducks, right?
Yeah. Quack, quack, quack.
Yeah. Ducks fly together.
Mighty
Oh
Ducks.
my god, I just had PTSD flashbacks saying that.
They just announced
Why,
a new
were you
Mighty
in the
Ducks.
Mighty Ducks?
No. It's a long story. It's Mighty Ducks.
Okay.
Because that's what we grew up with. But that's
They
what
announced a
I
new
grew
Mighty
up
Ducks,
with.
right?
That might be my first underdog story, actually, growing up as a kid. What about, like, cartoons?
I mean, there's the Mighty Ducks cartoon.
You're right, there was.
There's literally Underdog, the cartoon.
I never watched Underdog.
He was pretty old, so
I mean,
I'm not surprised.
the only
Yeah.
thing coming to mind for me is Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso was also one that came to mind for me, too. That's a... Man, people need to watch Ted Lasso. If you can
Best
find
show
a
of
way to.
2020.
It's easily the best show of
Hands
2020.
down.
Yeah.
So it's so good.
It's just on
I
the
was sworn
worst...
they were remaking the Mighty Ducks. They're like rebooting it.
Were they remaking it?
I thought there was like a new reboot or something being made, but I can't find it right now.
Oh. I didn't know about it.
I don't know. I also like My Hero Academia quite a bit as an underdog.
Okay.
That's a pretty underdog story. I agree. Yeah.
That second movie, best movie of 2020.
Wow.
To be fair, that is a low bar.
Yeah.
Movie theaters closed down,
Yeah, it
but
is.
that movie is awesome. So anyway,
Next question written in by Sukusuku. I just found out about the FM Towns Marty. Was the most obscure console you own? Did you know about the FM Towns Marty? I've heard about it, but I wouldn't be able to like look at a pile of pictures and know which one it is.
Same. Yeah.
And for me, the most obscure system is probably the Jaguar or the 3DO. Nah, CDI. I've got a Wonder Swan. I've got a bunch.
Wonder Swan is mine easily.
I don't have any obscure consoles. I don't buy consoles usually.
Oh, I've got an
Controller
Amiga CD32. That's the answer.
It's a controller, kind of looks like a Genesis controller in shape, I guess.
And yes, I also knew about the Towns Marty. I couldn't pick one out,
Did not know.
and I don't think I've ever even seen gameplay of it because that was a Japanese console.
Yeah.
All right. Junkie GS, congrats. Nintendo has approached you to think of a year of insert Mario character here. Which character do you pick, and what games do you want Nintendo to make starring that character?
Okay.
I want Waluigi's apartment instead of Luigi's mansion. That's the
Oh, that's pretty
the
good.
pairing to that.
Okay. What kind of game is that?
It's just Animal Crossing, but with ghosts randomly showing up.
Okay.
No, even better. It's an Animal Crossing game where you have to avoid paying the rent but still keep your apartment. That's what it's all about.
Okay. And is it kind of like a Rusty's Real Deal Baseball in terms of just kind of it's sad? He's like his wife left him.
No, I feel like he's trying to be sneaky and just kind of like hide the fact that he's actually super rich. So it's him just being like, we need to fill this apartment with as much stuff as possible. but we also need to make sure we keep this apartment because we don't actually want to pay any money because we're just kind of that Scrooge-ish.
They're like squatters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the easy answer is Wario because he has multiple genres
God damn
of
it.
game under his belt.
I actually have an answer here. It's Year of Wario, and I've been wanting a Road Rash remake of some sort. Perfect. Get Nintendo to put the character. Yeah, the main character is Wario, and you're beating the shit out of the other dudes on their bikes. Good times.
Okay, I just kind of want like another WarioWare, and a Wario Land would be good too.
What about a Year of
Kirby? That makes the most sense.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be good. I'd be down for that.
I feel like we still get like a steady stream of Kirby games.
True.
The nice thing about that though is Kirby has had so many different kinds of games. They could easily put out like 3 Kirby games, and they're all vastly different. Like you get your platformer, you'd get Air Ride 2, Tilt and Tumble 2.
Put Kirby in every other game
it's a Kirby
that's on the Switch, whether or not they're Nintendo first party or not. Just a Kirby cameo and everything.
You guys see that they put Shovel Knight in For Honor?
What?
No.
Yeah.
Is that recent?
You can watch. That's a yeah, I saw it today.
Oh fuck!
Oh my god, they're not kidding.
Like that, it's For Honor art, but he's wearing like Shovel Knight stuff.
Ugh.
So weird.
I'm gonna have to reinstall that game and take a look at that. All right, final question from Wu-Tang Clan. With the Ninja Gaiden Sigma trilogy announced, what other Xbox game should have a re-release, remaster, sequel? I would love to see a KOTOR collection / remaster and a modern Death Row Online multiplayer. KOTOR is a good answer. That would be prime for a remaster of sorts.
The only thing that comes to mind is like Prince of Persia remake, and it's not like a first party Xbox game or like an exclusive Xbox game, but it was on those consoles. I would love that trilogy.
Sure.
I feel like with Stubbs the Zombie might have been my answer, but that actually is also getting a re-release.
I wasn't an Xbox
surprised
kid,
to see in the direct yesterday,
so I don't have any answer.
I want Death Row, just like Wu-Tang. Death Row's fun. I would like Burnout to come back, or just re-release the old Burnout games.
I have to look up a list of what was.
I could go for some Burnout 3 and Revenge. I'm literally just looking at my shelf right now.
Makes sense.
You know what they haven't made in a while? A Halo game. They should bring that series back.
Oh yeah, but like give them like a grappling hook this time.
Man, I really liked Jade Empire. I would love to see that come back. I liked that game a lot.
I want a Panzer Dragoon collection because Panzer Dragoon Orta is you can at least play it on Xbox if you download the original version. But like, give me more Panzer Dragoon.
Would you guys play Fable again?
Did they just release a new Panzer Dragoon?
They did.
That was a remake of the first.
Okay,
that was last year. Yeah,
I would play a new Fable.
Would you play the old ones again if they remastered them? Gave them that treatment? Not just like a port, but like...
Wasn't Fable 1 really rough, though?
Yeah.
They're remaking.
I'll be honest, I'm
one.
thinking Fable 2.
I like 2 a lot.
Yeah, I'm thinking Fable 2.
Fable 2 rocks.
Okay. I would play a remaster of Fable 2, for sure.
Give me Jet Set Radio Future. Give me an easier to play Jet Set Radio Future.
Yeah, that would be good. What about Crimson Skies? That'd be kind of fun. I like that game.
Oh, yes. Give me new Crimson Skies. Give me new Mech Assault, too.
Yep. Okay.
That's going to do it for questions. If you would like to send in questions for next week, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
Valheim.
Capcom Arcade Stadium.
That's mine's Avengers.
Oh man!
Oh, the dejection!
I did not see that coming.
I played a lot of it this week. Was the thing?
Man,
get that done.
Yeah,
it's Cyberpunk. I played some of that too. I don't know. Right after this, we're going to do our Cyber Shadow episode of TDP Plus. We moved it up a week since we're all done it. Why not? So if you're at the right tier, feel free to watch that live. Otherwise, look forward to that episode when it goes up sometime tomorrow. Also, the next poll for March's TDP Plus game is live, so go vote on what you would like us to play. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Later.